Hello Guardians, it is Ebontis here, back with another solo Nightfall guide for you guys. It is April 10th, so I'm going to be recording this one during Arc Week. That being said, I'm actually going to be running a strike that doesn't favor Arc too much. We're going to be running the Arms Dealer. I am running this at a 150 point modifier, 150, 160, be good if I could do math, 160. So we're running a 160 point modifier because recently, as they made the changes for the power handicap, you have to get back up to a pretty big power handicap to get up to 4.05 with the debuffs. So during Season of the Forge, you could be, decent modifier, 2 buffs, no debuffs, and plenty fine on points. This was basically overkill. Now to really get that 100,000 points, you're probably going to need to start getting some debuffs in there. So I know this one's pretty smooth, so I figured I would start with this one this week for you guys. Void Singe is pretty much what you're going to want to go with. One, there's not too much Void coming at you. You're fighting mostly Cabal. Some Fallen, sorry. Your shields that you're going to be facing are potentially Void shields on some of the Incendiors, the flamethrower guys, and then an occasional Arc shield on a Captain. Now, you do want the roll of the strike, where you actually have the Fallen and the Cabal going against each other. Just gives you more enemies to actually fight, and therefore more points. I know this was one that was usually a little harder, especially when points were tight, to get 100,000 points. So some of the later strikes, now you can get like 150, 160, 170 pretty easily. This one seemed to be a little more difficult. So we do have match game on. It is only pretty much 2 to manage. There are no solar shields in here, so keep that in mind. It's pretty reasonable. There might be 1, and honestly, just use your heavy power through it, and you'll probably be all right. Blackout I do have on. You're going to want to make sure and keep your distance, so keep that in mind. And no radar, but on this strike, most everything should be in front of you, so it should be pretty manageable. I've done it before. It's probably one of the easier ones. Now, one of the other reasons I'm running this is catalysts are dropping pretty frequently, to my at least hearing. So the good thing about that is if you're doing Nightfalls, apparently you can get quite a few of them, so definitely spread the love there. Cleared up a couple ornaments I got recently, so all of that intro out of the way. The quick build through is going to be a Blast Furnace. I got a Feeding Frenzy kill clip, so I'm giving my Go Figure a breath, letting it take a breather, all 34,000 kills. Loaded Question, I actually got this thing recently. I was a little behind the curve. And then this is probably your most important piece. You could use Hammerhead if you got it. It's also going to do very well. It's a lot of damage, so keep that in mind as being definitely a viable option. Machine Gun Reserves, it's going to serve you well. But Crooked Fang is pretty monstrous in here. Mine actually has box breathing on it, so I can hit even harder. For things like the tanks, the Thresher ships, and things like that, it does wonders. So definitely one to consider if you don't have a good Hammerhead, or you haven't got, if you don't have Black Armory. You can use Crooked Fang, and that's honestly my preference in here. I'm going to use a Void subclass, 1, because I can throw my shield around, do a couple things if I need to. Nova Bomb would probably be amazing in here, so if you're a Warlock, have some fun, blow some stuff up with your, what is the helm? I can't even think of the helm. Somebody put that in the comments because I'm blanking right now, or it'll come to me in the middle of the strike. But Void subclass works, just something Arc to deal with the few captains you're probably going to face. So let's get this thing going. See you guys on the inside. Alright, Guardians, as soon as you load in, you're going to want to see if you have both the Cabal and the Fallen, which I actually do, so hopefully I can keep this going properly. And then if you can actually get these to break, all these chain effects should go fairly well. And Loaded Question putting in some work on those guys with that new explosion effect that it's got. So, that's a pretty good run through. On the beginning, points are reasonable. Couple more Scions. And this is where the Void is going to be beneficial. Try not to blow through too much of your heavy ammo, but it's definitely something you're just going to have to use. Hopefully this is a smooth run since I got everything. What's up, Shirt Gal? How you doing? Now, a couple things you're going to notice when you walk outside. You are going to have a couple captains, so you're going to want to make sure those die quickly. First this. Look for your captains over here that will spawn. These guys are definitely your first original focus, are the captains. If I can find them. There we go. Captain 1 down. Trying to find the other captain. The Thresher is still up, so don't forget about that one. Don't forget about those barrels to use for explosions. Thresher will go down really, really quickies, especially with box breathing. Quickie, because I can type and all. Words are hard, but that being said, Captain should be pretty easy to take out. There we go. Now, from back here at the top, you can want to work on a lot of your enemies. You will eventually have some snipers that peek up back there, so watch for those. Use the exploding barrels when you get a chance to, also a benefit. And then just try and make sure you're not going to get overrun from a side. Because blackout is on, you don't want to have anything come up behind you. Just like that guy who tried to jump up over here, literally on cue for me. Thank you. Look out in the middle. Still going to be Fallen and Cabal going at it out there in the middle. Try and kill as many of those as you can. Now, when you find some of the bigger guys outside of the captain itself, the captain's going to be more annoying just because the shield, and he doesn't want me to actually get him from that far away. Kind of impressive that I was even able to get close to touching him. Really, the jukes are impressive, I gotta be honest. Now, what you're looking for is eventually the big shielded guy, this one. And if you get box breathing on at a crit, it's pretty much gone. So, that's why Crooked Fang with box breathing, not required, just gets that extra bonus on there. But Crooked Fang with the heavyweight and proper modifiers works wonders in here. See if we got most things killed. Still got quite a few fallen up actually right now, so I'm going to work on clearing these guys out. Match game is up at the moment, so just be careful about that. Going to try and grab a little bit of ammo. Ow. Please don't die right now, that'd be great. Match game is only an issue when you're facing a whole bunch of the wrong thing. But once you do actually drop the shield, they go down quick. See if we can throw a grenade to attach to a few enemies out there. Hopefully get that chain going. And then once again, if I can drop that shield down. One more. He should be pretty toast. And apparently I gotta kill everything just to get these guys out of here. Those arcs do hurt. Got one more. Should have a ton of ammo laying around though, which is good. This may not be the fastest run, but you are going to want to kill as many enemies as possible here, mostly just because you're going to be fairly short on points. The fallen enemies will help you have more points, but generally the strike is one of those that's just a little shorter on points, so keep that in mind. Now usually once you pick up the cell, I usually kind of come from here. I'll usually jump across the way, try not to worry too much about everything that's spawning. Dunk it here. I'll try and throw a grenade here to let everything kind of go to town. Whole bunch of stuff chaining next to each other. Then you want to turn around and work on the Thresher. Once again, the big ship you want to avoid. Wait for box breathing if you got it. Give me a 1, 2, and we're good there. Now up here you're going to have plenty of enemies working. Some captains, of course. If I can get a nice chain explosion, that might be nice. This is your only really big contention of solar damage is this guy, but the shield's actually already down. Watch the void shots he's got. The Centurions are the ones that are going to probably hurt the most because they're void damage. Now again, we've got another captain on the stairs. See if I can break that shield. Get another grenade down here. Double explosions seem to be working fairly well, actually. Thanks, guys. You're just doing my job for me. Breaking the shield again. I see heavy on the ground, so I'm going to try and kill as much as I can. Blackout is on, so be careful if anything gets close. Like these guys are just treacherous. Ow. Oh, that was a little too close, I'll be totally honest. Alright, let's see what I got left up here. Do have some fusion rifle ammo. Everything at this point is going to be nice and void happy. Box breathing, we can get him to turn around as well. Watch for those shots coming at you. So I did get a blast furnace with kill clip and feeding frenzy, which is not the rampage part that I really like, but kill clip actually is pretty good. This guy again, if you can get that big shot on him, pretty much just take him out of existence, and it feels really good to do that. Should have some heavy ammo down here, which is good. Finish these guys up and moving on. Thanks. Alright, so 63,000 points, and again, if you just have the Cabal, I do tend to have an issue with points, so that's why I like to kind of re-roll this one and just load it up until I have the Fallen to start. Just tends to make things a little bit better. Taking your time here. When we get to the end, it's really not going to be so bad, because if you have the Fallen, if you can manage the middle section, the boss room isn't terrible, and the boss can die really quickly, so don't forget those exploded barrels for ease of use. Getting on decent pace right now with about 10,000 points a minute, which is usually the goal. Once you get later on in some of these sections, it definitely doesn't hold up to that one, but we're off to a decent pace so far. 4 times multiplier is not the easiest one to manage. In some strikes, it's not necessary just because you're going to have more enemies to fight. But in this one, it is one of those I noticed the more enemies, the better off you're going to be. That's why I like to have the Fallen and the Cabal in here. Just tends to be a little easier on points. There's just more people to shoot. Now on this one, I would normally typically not walk through there. I would drive, so this is actually slower. Normally, as soon as you land on the ground, I would just start driving. But what you're trying to do is typically come back here, avoid being seen mostly by the Colossus over here. Now, if you got to fall down, you definitely can. Be careful with it. But you can kind of work this under territory. And you're trying to get up onto this platform up here so you can drive the rest of the way. So if you got to fall down, that'll give you a little cover underneath that bridge area. Now, here's where Crooked Fang, box breathing, shines real soon. The tank, watch this. This is like my favorite part of this whole thing. Reload, find the tank, box breathing, and 1. Wait for it. 2. And if I can just shoot him anywhere. Basically, that tank is nearly dead as soon as I can see it again. I just need to hit it one more. There we go. 3 shots and that tank is down. That's why I love box breathing on that thing. If you got any of those like that, I don't even know what the modifiers are. I think mine snapshot sights, which works pretty well, but is not required by any means. Once you get up here, you may have some Cabal come out of that door, so just be careful about it once you peek up and start killing some enemies. And if you have Fallen, watch out for the sniper shanks. Those are a bit dicey. So having a weapon that's going to get you a decent amount of range, pulse rifle, for sure is going to be a good thing. This is my new blast furnace, so I think the range on this thing's like 99, so I'm kind of loving the range on this sucker. And once I get the reload, I'm good. Now, there's the Cabal. They're a little delayed, but they are coming. Again, the Incendiors are going to have those shields, so watch out for that. So he's going to explode, get that nice chain on the rest of them. So much ammo's on the ground. It is ridiculous right now. And again, at this point, I'm not in a rush. I really want to kill as much as I can across the way, because once you get closer over there, it gets to be a little annoying. There's a lot of shielded enemies. Trust me. So many times I've been over there, and I'm like, oh, I'm totally fine. And then invisible dude with the shotgun is just taking me out. So this is one of the slower parts of the strike, so don't worry if it takes you a minute or two. Watch for your snipers again. If you can pick off the invisible marauders over there, that'll work well. Pan across, see what you got, and then I'd run back across and see. We've got the first piece activated. Grab any ammo, because apparently they're just throwing heavy at me right now, which is okay with me. Usually there's an invisible guy that I missed, or now we're going to have our captains. So if you can drop a shield on a captain, I do try and really focus in on it, but that worked well too. Captain's probably going to have a shield back up. I got to find him, be careful. There we go, 1 down. If I can break the shield even from range, I'll probably do it. Okay, and he's going to almost kill me, but let's not do that. Where'd you go, bud? And again, this is one, like, it feels like you might want to rush, but it's not necessary, I promise. You're going to have the time that you probably need to work this strike. I'm not doing a record speed run right now, which is hopefully pretty obvious to everybody. So we're going to bring down the second tank, and again, heavy, of course, coming into great work. And then also there's quite a few Incendiors, so keep working that heavy void ammo to just wreck all of these guys. Give yourself a little distance. Start hitting the wheels while you can. Tank is down. I would actually save your grenade here. Mostly just because it's not necessary for 1. And 2, there's a nice way to use your grenade, depending on what it is for all the dogs that are coming up. So I would hold on to that thing for just a second. It feels like my blast furnace fire is just a hair slower than my go figure, and I honestly don't know if it's just in my head or what. There we go. Gotta love vaporizing those guys. Once you get up on the platform and that guy is dead, you will have the door open. Lots of dogs, grenade, chain the lightning of fun. I do love that new grenade. Heavy drop, perfect, and we're good to go for pre-boss room. We are at 102,000 points right now, so we're actually doing really good. It's actually a pretty smooth one, I will be honest. One run. I can't talk, so excuse me if words are hard. Apparently morning streams My brain is not functioning properly, but that is okay. Alright, so door opens. The boss may be looking at you. Shoot him once with something big and he'll move, but don't waste all your ammo. Maybe just enough to move him, but you do not want to try and kill him here. You got to start all over anyway, so just enough to make him move. If he's up here, he's going to be right in front of my cursor, basically. Right on top of the little hangy ship. Right there. And, of course, I shoot, like, the one hanging wire. So that's a huge chunk of damage. He's probably going to run all the way back at this point. So, you're going to have plenty of enemies in here. Looks like I've got the Cabal instead of the Fallen in this room, which is I'm already at 100,000 points. Should be fine with me. You can have some enemies here in the middle. You're going to have a wanted enemy as well. Not required if you feel like you don't want to waste the heavy on it. But if you can make it happen, it is actually a decent chunk of points. That was pretty quick. And I wish he was worth more, honestly, because that's a lot of heavy I used on him. But I did get some heavy to drop, so things are going to be okay. Heavy is just dropping like crazy right now. I do have one heavy ammo on, I think. I thought I did. Nope, crazy. And this guy's going to try and punch me and kill me with Blackout. You jerk, don't try and do that. Thank you. Alright, so again, he's probably going to be on the bridge. Nope, he even left. He's not even an issue. Watch the flamethrowers. They are going to sting quite a bit. And again, at least get to one platform up here and start working these guys down. Just be strafing while the flamethrowers are coming at you. Watch the enemies down below as well. Gonna have a couple majors down there, so it's a good time to use some heavy if you got a decent amount dropping. If you're shortchanged on it, take your time. It's not necessary. And honestly, if you're low on heavy, make sure you're using something besides heavy to try and get more heavy. I know that kind of sounds weird, but it is one of those things that this definitely has going on. All these guys are basically heavy right now. I shouldn't really need my super, but in case I do, I'm okay on time, so I'm just going to work these guys down in kind of a normal way. See if I can get a decent fusion rifle shot on him. Just to get some damage chunks going. Does not want to die. Come on now. I'd like some heavy to drop just so I know that I can actually use some of it for killing some of these guys. If I have like heavy laying on the ground, I would definitely use it to kill some of these ads. But right now, I don't have a ton of it, so just making some of that a little bit harder. Might use my grenade on those guys. Not sure I did too much. See, it's like I go fast on one section and then this part goes really slow, so you never quite know how your run's going to go. If that buddy's going to play defense for his buddy, that's just cheating. There we go. One down. Still getting a decent amount of points. And honestly, I'm over 100,000 right now, so it's just about finishing this up and then getting to the boss, which I'll show you guys a nice little, I don't want to say cheese, but it is a good way to manage the boss. Can I get some heavy? There we go. Alright, I do have one other guy tucked around this corner, but as I had heavy drop, he's going to go down real fast. Now, I do have linear fusion reserve, so I get to hold a little more, which makes a difference. Once you get up here and all the enemies are down, don't actually activate everything yet. One dude trying to be sneaky there. I got more heavy so I can have some fun here. Just terrorize those guys. Now before you activate this switch, this will slow your run, but you're honestly going to be better off if you do this. So what I'm going to do is actually kind of cheese him a little bit and get him to spawn early by going up the chain. Now what you want to do is just run straight in the middle and just try and climb the chain. Keep running forward. You can actually clamber up each one of the links. And just keep trying to get all the way to the top. What this will do is as soon as you start the platform moving upward, or almost even before, the boss will spawn and you can do damage to him all the way up. And what that's going to allow you to do is be nearly basically done with him by the time you get to the top. So once you get all of that done, work your way back down. Try not to crash and burn on the way down. Make sure everything is reloaded. Now once this thing drops, you're going to have a few enemies drop on a pod, so don't stand on the platform yet. And grenade could be fun. See if I can get that attachment on. That works well. And then get ready. He's going to be coming. Rally barricades don't. So he's right here this time now. And again, those crits. And again, watch his shots. But if I can get as much damage possible as I can in now. Almost done. By the time I get to the top, he should be nearly dead. Done. And that is linear fusion. Good to go. Very nice. No catalyst for me, sadly. Watch for the flamethrowers in this last couple seconds. Okay. I gotta run over to that little thing here soon. Hopefully I get a chance to see if I got anything. I can't even tell if I got a catalyst or not. I got an exotic, which I can't really complain about. It's not a new one, it's an old one, but I will take it. I don't know if I got a catalyst, so I'm going to check my postmaster real quick, and I'll have to see. But let's get back to orbit. Actually, let's go to the postmaster, see if I got anything. Other than that, that is a 126,000 point run. The arms dealer strike. So, yeah, let's get back and we'll see what's up. Alright, everybody, we're back at the postmaster. I did get a new skull fort, so nice 700 roll here. I got machine gun targeting, which isn't terrible. Grenade launcher reserves, fusion rifle reserves, enhanced hand cannon targeting. Well, hello. That might be fun to use later. But I did not get a catalyst. But I've seen a lot of people on Twitter saying catalysts are dropping a lot. So you don't have to run this Nightfall specifically over and over. But if you have a group that can run a few Nightfalls, knock out some strikes, try and give them a go. Because I think you're probably going to be getting catalysts quickly. At least right now, the drop rate seems to be pretty high. Maybe people are just getting lucky. I don't know. But definitely give some a shot. Hope this video helps you guys out. Hopefully the guide is one that can be useful to many of you guys. You guys know what I've been doing lately, just a lot of Destiny and Sekiro, so find me on Twitch. It's Ebontis on both. Division will be coming, maybe starting that one up after I finish Sekiro. I have the game, I just kind of figuring a good time to start. I may play that one with my brother, kind of like a co-op thing. So we'll see. If you guys have any questions, thoughts, opinions, leave those in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like. You guys know where to find me. Twitch and Twitter, it's Ebontis right here. Hit that sub button, and thank you guys very much. And shout out to Mashari for the 100 bits as we wrap up this video. Thank you guys. I will see you in the next one, and enjoy.